Now, for my industry specifically, and I'll be the first one to say it, and I say it all the time, and I don't really care who don't like it. I feel over COVID, and I'm a hairstylist by trade. I can't speak for makeup, but I have heard it from makeup artists that we have got some of the worst talent since COVID, because I feel like they just had to fill bodies because this person's out sick or this production shut down, this group is out sick, and they just had to fill bodies. All of you people that are like that, God bless you, but you better get it together. Seriously, because it's going to be slim pickings out here, and only the best of the best are going to get it. I feel like period hairstyling, you guys need to learn how to start mastering that, because I feel like, especially in New York, that's going to be the only thing that's really left, because I feel like productions have learned to work without humans. You know, they don't really care how the background looks for the most part unless they're featured. So you don't need as many huge big background days unless you're doing a period piece, okay? And for everybody else that's not in this industry, if you're not working, you got to reinvent and circumvent. You know what I mean? Reinvent yourself. Figure out what you could do different than what you did before. Okay, my friend's telling me something. I'll respond in a second. Making me lose my train of thought. Okay. Try to figure out how you could reinvent yourself. You might have to, think of something completely different to do. You know, I've thought of so many different things that I can do. And, you got to plant those seeds. Start planting the seeds. This time you're off. I'm telling you, the time that you take to spend on yourself and the time you take to enjoy your life and do the things that you really enjoy. A lot of you don't even know what you enjoy. You don't even know what you enjoy. You probably need to make a list and start doing the things that you think you might enjoy until you figure out what you actually enjoy, Me, I'm the queen of rest. I tell everybody I like to rest. When I'm not working, I'm resting. I go to bed early. This is how I stay gorgeous. I like to have my beauty sleep and everything like that. I've always been like that. Even my son is like that. My son as a baby, he slept a lot. I like to rest. And it, you can sit down and be at rest, but actually laying down, sleeping, it rejuvenates your brain. So if you're trying to think of new ways to do things, you got to rest your brain, because it can be very stressful, everything that we're going through, and I've gone through a lot in my life, not just over COVID, but in my life in general. I've gone through a lot of things, but I overcome everything because, I work on myself. That's the most important thing. I lost weight. I try to work out, as much as I can. I feel much better and I look much better. Vanity won't allow me to get but so sloppy. I don't like to let myself go. That's another thing that'll depress the hell out of you if you let yourself get all ugly. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Try your best to keep it together. Plus, for your kids, it's inspiring for them to see you, get out there. I mean, we all put on weight over the pandemic and over the strike, just being home, being stressed out or whatever, but to try to work on that, because I guarantee you that's going to make you feel better and build your confidence. And again, the people that, don't support you and stuff like that, rejection is God's protection. I guarantee you, if you use the time to work on yourself, you're going to elevate. You're going to elevate. You have no choice. And when you go through a struggle, just know that it's building character. It's building strength that you may not know you have. It's going to open you up to different groups of people to fellowship with and stuff like that. So always trust the process of what life is about. Life is just a journey in learning and elevating spirit and getting spiritual power. If you don't go through anything, you don't obtain any spiritual power. Me, I want to obtain as much spiritual power as I can. So I'm always looking for that challenge. I don't mind, going through hardship, because I know what the hardship's going to bring.